Imagine your daughter looking in the mirror one day and believing she's not smart enough, not pretty enough, or simply not good enough. Now imagine discovering that those beliefs didn't come from school, social media, or strangers. They started at home. Not because you wanted to hurt her, but because of small parenting habits almost every loving parent has. I'm a dad of 3 girls, and raising them has completely changed the way I think about parenting. Every day, I see how quickly a little girl's confidence can grow or quietly disappear. I've learned that confidence isn't built through expensive toys, perfect grades, or constant praise. It's built through hundreds of tiny moments that most of us never think twice about. The words we choose, the questions we ask, the way we respond when our daughters struggle. Those ordinary moments slowly become the voice they carry inside their heads for years. Today, we're going to uncover 5 parenting mistakes that silently damage a girl's confidence and the simple changes that can help her grow into a strong, resilient, and emotionally secure young woman. Let's begin with the first mistake. Mistake number 1, comparing her to other children. Most parents compare because they hope it will motivate their child. Look how well your cousin behaves. Your sister finished first. Why can't you be more confident like your friend? The intention may be positive, but children don't hear intentions, they hear conclusions. Instead of thinking, I should improve, they often think, I'm not good enough. Imagine your daughter proudly showing you a drawing she spent an hour creating. She's smiling, waiting to see your reaction. Instead of noticing her imagination, you say, your sister's drawing is much neater. In that moment, her artwork is no longer something she's proud of. It's something she lost. Over time, repeated comparisons teach children that their value depends on being better than someone else. That's a dangerous lesson because there will always be someone smarter, faster, prettier, or more talented. Instead, compare your daughter only to the person she was yesterday. I noticed you read more confidently today. You stayed patient even when it was difficult. I love how much you've improved. Those words build confidence because they focus on growth instead of competition. Girls who learn to celebrate progress become adults who aren't afraid to keep learning. Mistake number 2, solving every problem for her. Every parent wants to protect their child. When she struggles with homework, we want to give the answer. When she argues with a friend, we want to solve the conflict. When she gets frustrated, we want to rescue her immediately. But confidence isn't built by avoiding challenges. It's built by overcoming them. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. If you never let go of the seat, your daughter feels safe, but she never discovers that she can balance on her own. Life works the same way. Every difficult homework assignment, every disagreement with a friend, every failed attempt is an opportunity to prove to herself, I can figure this out. Instead of jumping in right away, pause. Ask, what do you think you could try first? How would you solve this? I'm here if you need help. Those simple questions communicate something powerful. I believe in you. Sometimes our belief becomes the confidence our daughters borrow until they finally develop their own. Mistake number 3, praising results instead of effort. Every parent loves seeing their daughter succeed. A good grade, a beautiful painting, a goal scored in soccer, a perfect piano performance. Naturally, we celebrate those moments. But here's something many parents don't realize. The way we praise our children shapes the way they see themselves. Imagine your daughter comes home with an A on her spelling test. You smile and say, you're so smart. She lights up. It feels like the perfect compliment. But the next time she faces something difficult, a new thought quietly appears. What if I can't do this? What if everyone realizes I'm not actually smart? When children believe their value comes from being naturally gifted, failure becomes frightening. Every mistake feels like proof that they've lost the identity everyone praised. Instead of embracing challenges, they begin avoiding them. Not because they aren't capable, but because they're afraid of disappointing themselves and you. Researchers have found that children who are praised for effort, persistence, and strategy become much more willing to tackle difficult tasks. Why? Because they believe abilities can grow. Imagine 2 girls taking the same difficult math test. The first has always heard, you're so smart. The second has always heard, I'm proud of how hard you work. When both reach a difficult question, the first girl thinks, if I can't solve this, maybe I'm not smart after all. The second thinks, this is hard, but I'll keep trying. Same test, same difficulty, completely different mindset. As parents, we can't always control whether our daughters succeed, but we can control what we celebrate. Instead of saying, "You're amazing," try saying, "I noticed how much effort you put into this." Instead of, "You're the smartest in your class," say, "I love how you didn't give up." Those small changes teach a powerful lesson. Success isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And girls who believe they can improve become women who aren't afraid of challenges. That kind of confidence lasts far longer than any trophy or report card. Mistake number 4, dismissing her feelings. Have you ever watched your daughter cry over something that seemed incredibly small? Maybe another child didn't sit next to her at lunch. Maybe someone laughed at her drawing. Maybe her favorite toy broke. As adults, our first reaction is often, "It's not a big deal." So we say, "Stop crying. You're fine. Don't be so sensitive. You're overreacting." We usually mean well. We want to help them move on. But what children often hear is something completely different. "My feelings don't matter." Here's the truth. Children experience emotions just as deeply as adults. The difference is that they haven't yet learned how to understand or manage them. What feels small to us may feel enormous to them. When we dismiss those emotions, children don't become emotionally stronger. They simply become emotionally quieter. Instead of talking about what's hurting them, they begin hiding it. Instead of asking for help, they convince themselves they have to deal with everything alone. Imagine your daughter comes home in tears because her best friend said something hurtful. You could say, "Ignore her. It's not worth crying about." Or you could sit beside her, look into her eyes, and simply say, "That must have really hurt." Those 5 words don't make her weaker, they make her feel understood. Once children feel understood, they become much more willing to listen, learn, and solve problems. After validating her feelings, you can gently ask, "What do you think you could do tomorrow? What would help you feel better? Would you like to practice what you might say?" Notice the difference. You're not solving the problem for her, you're helping her solve it. That's how emotional confidence grows. Children who learn that their feelings are accepted also learn that difficult emotions are temporary. They stop fearing sadness, they stop fearing disappointment, and eventually, they begin trusting themselves to handle whatever life brings. Mistake number 5, making love feel conditional. This may be the most damaging mistake of all. And the truth is, almost every loving parent has done it at some point, sometimes without even realizing it. Maybe your daughter comes home with a great report card, and suddenly she's showered with hugs, excitement, and praise. Or maybe she behaves perfectly all day, and everything feels warm and peaceful. But then one day she forgets her homework. She talks back. She spills juice across the kitchen table. Or she makes a mistake that frustrates you. Your tone changes. Your face changes. The room feels different. Children are incredibly sensitive to these changes. Over time, they can begin believing something that was never true. "I have to earn my parents' love." That's a heavy burden for a little girl to carry. Healthy confidence grows from unconditional love. That doesn't mean allowing bad behavior. It means separating your daughter's actions from her identity. Instead of saying, "You're such a bad girl," try saying, "That wasn't a good choice." Those 2 sentences may sound similar, but they teach completely different lessons. The first attacks who she is. The second addresses what she did. One creates shame, the other creates responsibility. Children who feel ashamed often hide their mistakes. Children who feel safe are much more likely to admit them. Imagine your daughter accidentally breaks your favorite coffee mug. She freezes. She looks at you with fear in her eyes. In that moment, she's asking herself one silent question: "Am I still loved?" Your response matters far more than the broken mug. You can take a deep breath and say, "I'm disappointed that the mug broke, but I'm much more interested in making sure you're okay." Now you've taught 2 lessons at the same time. Actions have consequences. Love does not disappear. That's the kind of emotional safety that allows confidence to grow. Because children who know they're loved, even after making mistakes, become adults who aren't afraid to try, fail, apologize, and try again. And isn't that exactly what confidence really is? Not believing you'll never fail, but believing you'll be okay even when you do. As parents, we all make mistakes. I know I have. There have been days when I lost my patience. Days when I wished I could rewind the conversation and choose better words. The goal isn't to become a perfect parent, because perfect parents don't exist. Our daughters don't need perfection. They need consistency. They need patience. They need to know that home is the safest place in the world to make mistakes, ask questions, cry, laugh, learn, and grow. Years from now, your daughter probably won't remember every birthday gift you bought. She won't remember every meal you cooked, or every toy she owned, but she'll remember something much more important. She'll remember how she felt when she was with you. Did she feel accepted? Did she feel heard? Did she feel safe? Did she believe she was enough? Those memories become the foundation of her confidence. Long before the world tells your daughter who she should be, your voice becomes her inner voice, so choose words that encourage. Choose patience over perfection. Choose connection before correction. Because one day your little girl will become a young woman, and when she faces rejection, failure, disappointment, or self-doubt, the voice she hears inside her head may sound remarkably familiar. Make sure it's a voice that says, "You are loved. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. And you are enough." If this video encouraged you, consider subscribing to Dad of Three Girls, where every week we share practical, research-informed parenting lessons to help you raise confident, kind, and emotionally strong daughters. And if you know another parent who could benefit from this message, share this video with them. You never know. One conversation today could change the way a little girl sees herself for the rest of her life.